Hey guys, so I recently finished learning full ZB, so I thought I'd just do 10 example solves with the method. So here's my first scramble. So what I think I'll do here is, I'm going to do a M prime move to move, so that does, that just connects this to this, and then R prime F prime. And I see that I saw this pair, so what I'm going to do is insert the last cross edge, and then I do a small D move, and I do that with my thumb basically, and do that pair immediately. Then I do this one, and then I see this pair, so I can insert it into the back, and this pair I can orient edges like this. So the left-handed version of that happens to be not too bad, so I'll just use it. For this one, so the recognition for this for me is these three colors being the same, and then there being this sort of block here. Another notable thing is just this sort of pattern here. There's like an L, these are the same, these are the same, and there's the top color here. This comes up a lot actually. If you can learn to recognize this, it'll really help your ZBLL recognition. But from this angle, I just use this sort of stuff. So the alg for this is that. Here's my second scramble. Okay, I see something that I hope will work. So I see this sort of block thing, and I'm thinking I want to make some sort of X cross. So what I'm going to do is D prime R prime, just to make that. And then I know I can make the block like that. So I specifically placed these here so they wouldn't get in the way. Now I go D prime L, and I just place that last. Now as I was placing that down, I saw that these will make a pair, so I'll do this, then insert in the back. This pair, I actually like to do it like this, and then wide F or F prime, so like that. I think this is actually pretty good rotation as insert. Comes in handy sometimes. So this ZBLS case is just wide. It's kind of basically you do a wide R and then you do it sort of normally. So do a wide R, then U prime, and just finish off like that. This ZBLL case, unfortunately it's RUL, which isn't the best move set, but yeah, I need to learn a better alg for that probably. Okay, so what I see first is that these things will make a square quite easily. So I'm just going to first put this edge down because that doesn't really interfere with what I'm trying to do. Then I'll make this square like that. Then F. Then this thing, this edge, I'll put it here so that it just holds in place. So now I've got X cross. So this pair I'll do like that, just normal. This pair, and then rotate and do that. Here we have a really nice ZBLS case. So it's just wide R prime. Then you just sort of do that. Yeah, the 4-flip ZBLS cases are quite nice because they often avoid the worst cases, and also quite often very nice algs. So I have a separate worksheet in my ZBLS Google document with just the 4 flips, so you might want to check that out. This ZBLL is this alg, and I usually rotate to finish it. Okay, I see a pretty interesting X cross. So I'm going to make this pair here, and then I'm going to make a square like this. Now I'll put this edge here first, then I'll do that, and then just the last thing that has to be done is that. So next, this pair seems nicest. One way you could do it is like this, but I'm not sure if that's the most finger tricky way to do it. I think in a solve I might actually just do that. Anyway, okay, so I kind of want to, I only know ZBLS for the FR slot, so I probably want to solve this slot first and leave this one for my ZBLS. So I can solve this like with keyhole. This case is just do this and then do this. So I'll include a spreadsheet with all the algs I'm using in this video. So yeah, don't worry if you're not following along with the algs. So this is a soon ZBLL. My recognition isn't great for this, but basically I recognize it as a nick class first. So these are the same, and these are the same, and I think that's how I recognize it. Anyway, then I just look at this block here. It's sort of these two are opposite and these two are not opposite, and that's basically it. It's not it's kind of an awkward one to recognize. So next scramble. Okay, I think I have a nice X cross. So I'm going to do F prime R prime to make this square here, and then this thing, it'll go along with this thing, so I can make a 2x2 like that basically. So like if I'm using Petrus, that might be how I make the 2x2. But I also see that the cross edges end up in a decent location as well, so I can just solve cross edges like that. So next pair I'll do is this one. Okay, I don't really see a good way to so in a solve I'd probably just do this and then rotate back for this ZBLS case. So this one is, I think it's this, right? And now I get this ZBLS case. So what I recognize here is that first I recognize COLL, so these two are the same basically, and these two are opposite. And I notice this sort of pattern, so that these two are so there's like a block of two colors here, but these two are not opposite. And it also helps from recognizing from this angle that these two are the same. So I mean my ZBL recognition is basically just memorizing lots of random facts about facts about different cases. Sometimes you get like more memorable stuff. Anyway, this one doesn't have anything that really stands out much to somebody who hasn't looked at ZBLL much. Anyway, so the arc for this is pretty nice. Okay, I think I'm just going to make a normal cross this time. So L, then this will go here, and then I'm going to do R2 D prime R prime F. Yeah, that kind of gives me this bad thing, this bad pair, which I didn't really anticipate. But anyway, I'll do this pair first. And then I see an opportunity to break up this bad pair, so I'll just do this pair next. So like that. This pair I'll do like this. Then I do this rotation is insert again. So I think this rotation is insert is quite good. It's like stuff like B prime is bad. Like you shouldn't use that stuff like that in your solve, but just that specific insert there I think is pretty good. This case is sledgehammer U insert, and then we get this case. First I recognize the COLL, so these two are opposite and these two are opposite. That's what I use. And then I just look at the way that this square looks like. It kind of looks like a part of a U-perm. So it's that's what it would be. So it reminds me of this part of the U-perm specifically. So basically that and that is enough information to tell you what case it is. And there's just some other random stuff that I might memorize, like these two are the same and these two are the same, these two are the same. It's really just a lot of memorization, really. So the alg for this, fortunately, is kind of easy to remember. It's actually, it's like if you do just a backsoon and then you do an R-perm, but actually there's like 3 or 4 moves that cancel in between. So yeah, I wouldn't. So it actually looked like this, is because a couple of moves cancel. Okay, so I see a way to just make it easy to find my first pair. I just so basically I noticed that after doing what my plan for the cross will move this edge here, and then it won't affect this corner at all. So I just want to put this corner here so that I know where this pair will end up. So my plan, this B move doesn't actually affect the cross pieces. So basically what's just going to end up is that I'm going to know where this ends up after my cross. So now I'm going to do my cross. So I just first put the 3 of them down like that, and then D prime R, D prime. So after that I basically just know where that is. So I can just do it pretty easily. This pair. Do that, insert here. Okay, so this case is F prime U2 F. Okay, I actually just generated that today. It turned out that the move optimal alg was the best alg for that. Well, in my opinion anyway. I couldn't find anything else that was very easy to sub 1. So this this ZBLL case, I think the way that I kind of memorize this is that if I do this, then you get like, this is just, you can recognize this as an A perm because I can do two-side recognition. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these two edges on the bottom, then I'm going to do a B prime B move, then D R2, and before I put this down I actually saw this pair was going to be like this, so just going to insert it, and then I finish my cross, then I do this pair, then this pair, and finally do this pair. And my ZBLL is this. This one is not too bad to recognize. So you've got this thing, you got this block here, this block, this thing that would, you know, if you twisted it, it'd make a solid line. Then you've got this pattern. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's just like an L on top. These two are the same, these are the same, there's 3 colors only. It comes up a lot. Then here there's this block looks like a Z perm. So like, if you just combine any of these things with the knowledge of what serial L case it is, you can actually tell what ZBLL you have to do. So it's just that. Okay, so now this scramble. Okay, I have an idea for an X cross here, so I'm going to do R prime D, so to put that there, and then I see I have this sort of this free pair made, so I'm going to preserve it and then put it in first, like that, and then only finally finish the cross. Now I don't know if I'd actually noticed this quick enough in itself, but this pair has been formed, so I can just place it in the back directly. Okay, here's another funny thing. You can do this to put that there, so that's nice. Very low chance that would actually happen in itself. Okay, so this ZBLL case is this, and so the ZBLL is this. Sorry guys, my camera stopped there for some reason. So this is the last scramble. So what I do here is, straight away when I see this, I start wondering how I can make blocks with it, because I just know that if I do that, it'll form that pattern. So what I do here is I'd first D prime, and then I'd do this to make the square here, and then I saw that my edges would end up in a pretty nice position. So that's a nice X cross. Now I'll do this pair, and then this pair, then the last pair is pretty simple ZBLS. It's just a normal alg for it. And then for this one, I just recognize it by this stuff, these 3 colors being the same, these 2 colors being opposite of that, and there's a couple other patterns like this thing that I mentioned before with the L. So the alg I use for this is lefty Niklas cancelled into anti-seam, back anti-seam. It's a pretty nice alg. Right, so that's 10 example solves. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.